All right, everybody wants to see my setup. This is it. Aluminum decking, maybe a 16th, 1/8 inch thick. It's got a foam mat under it, like you see the 6 foot by 20 or 40 mats they roll out in the lake. Found one of them washed up and tore up, so took it, cut it up. That's underneath all of that, which if you don't do that, if you stand on the edge of them rivets, you'll make a leak in your boat before it's over with anyway. The front being on the slope up through there was useless, so I had an old piece of little aluminum diamond plate laying around. Tuck, and the boat's sitting on a steep angle in this shed, but that sets level with the boat when it's floating to give me a place to set gas tank, cooler, whatever. Moving back here, I cut this out. Has foam in here, but I left part of it, so on this side still foam. The rest I made into storage because I added flotation. I figured I'd get away with that. Of course, got my storage, spare pop, paddle, or second paddle. That's the main paddle. Batteries up here. That's just an ATV battery. Moving to the back, got a solar panel wired in. Just kind of hangs out. It's charging the battery. Just a trickle charger. Everybody's wanting to know my transom. The way my transom's set up, it's only a partial. So I got the corners, and this boat has the raised transom in it. But I never measured the size exactly. But the boat itself, or the transom itself, is raised. It looks bent right there, but it's not. I'll show you. That's Ipe or ironwood, whatever you want to call it, to put on boat docks. And I didn't think about it when I done it, but I kept having an issue right here. I could see in this board right here when the motor went over something, this top board was moving, which it was clamped to, instead of the bottom three, or all three, bottom two moving with it. So all the stress was on this top board. I just had this laying around. This is a 3/4 inch aluminum plate, which I took and through bolted, which there's my transducer. This is where I used to have a set of wheels on this thing where I could roll it around the yard. But I through bolted it here, and one right here, it goes through the transom on the motor, or the transom mount. So that took all the flex out of this transom. And of course, you got to have a transom brace. And that's my lights for my running lights and light pod. 1100 gallon per hour bilge, and I do have a Lowrance old school, the DSI. I have the transducer that I can flip down. That worked out good between the aluminum angle iron where I can flip it down and I can actually use it. But if I hit something, it'll just fold up out of the way. I can tuck it in where it don't get hit by anything. DSI is for navigation. Running in the dark, deer hunting, whatever. I got a little bit of navigation to go with me. As far as the motor setup, you can see it's just a 459. Not a whole lot done to it. Governor's still in it. This is just a stage 1 kit off Amazon for a Predator 420. The jets I had from the previous builds, from the Harbor Freight 212, the Hemi that I built stage 3, same jets fit, and I got some letter bits and I just kept drilling until I got to where it liked it. I did put the auto light spark plug in it and a Robinson torque tube, and that stage 1 kit made this motor come to life. It does a whole lot better than it did. It's definitely loud now, but it's worth it for the performance you get from it. But that's my entire setup, and that is even off Amazon. I got a 2-pack for $7, so that's the setup right there. 9-inch prop. It's not the factory one that came with it. I ruined it, played in the sand, spun it down to nothing. So we're back to having to buy from them. So it's another 9-inch from them. It works good. Like I said, 28 by myself, choppy water, 27 all day long. So it's small, but it works.